Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lachtech Musar podcast. We continue with the Pele Yoeitz. We are on page 274 in the art scroll. We are on day 108 of Hachzik. Now we are going to shift into a new sugya, the sugya of Batala, a new Inyan. An Inyan with which, unfortunately, many of us are all too familiar with. Batala, wasting time, idling, as it's called. And as we all know, just Divrei Hakdama, man, woman, mankind, we were created to accomplish, to grow spiritually, and to bring Nachas Ruach Liyotzinu. As David HaMelech writes in Tehillim, Va'isa Nachas Ruach, sorry, that's not in Tehillim, it's, the pasuk in Tehillim is, David HaMelech says, Kirvas Elikim Li Tov, closeness, Nuntkeit, as it's called in Yiddish. With the Eibishter, that's what we cleave, that's what we desire, that's what we yearn for. And where the Pele Yoeitz is going to discuss the not just setback, but it's a complete contradiction to everything we live for, everything we stand for, when one wastes time, because this world is transient. The clock every second is ticking. So if you're watching this, that's a good thing. You can always watch the clock and see that every single second we are invested in eternity. We're invested in Eitzach Netzachim. We're invested in bringing Hashem Nachas Ruach, and it's Gevaldik. But when we turn this off, when the shir ends, and the next thing, we're up to the next step of the day, we want to make sure that we are mevatel as least as possible. It's probably one of the greatest challenges, if not the greatest. Not wasting time, especially in the life, in the century, in the dar we live in, with phones, with WhatsApp, with statuses, with all the distractions of technology. We're busy, we have schedules, and it's so easy to get caught up. Everyone, myself included, we all are, to an extent, some more than others, but we are targets, we are prey to this global, this national issue of Batala, and hopefully with the words of the Pele Yoeitz, we can fortify ourselves, we can uplift, we can inspire ourselves, hopefully, even if it's just for a little bit, but to know the knowledge. We're going to be on this just for a little bit, but hopefully it will have a lot of impact and impression. Says the Pele Yoeitz, Batala hi ra'a chayla. Idling is a sickening evil, a terrible habit into which a person can become ensnared, engulfed. You can get just sucked into. Furthermore, one who sits idly is deemed a mocker because he belittles the tremendous word of Torah, because he knows the schar of Torah, he knows that there's nothing more important than Torah, and he's being mevatel, so it comes out. 1 + 1 = 2. 1, the fact that he's being mevatel, plus 1, the other fact that he knows, which is that Torah is the most important thing, equals 2, equals he doesn't care that Torah is the most important thing, and he's turning the other way. He's letting himself get swept away with the lure of Batala. He becomes a mocker. He becomes one who is completely mocking, literally mocking the Torah, its schar, its effect, eternity, real things. Says the Pele Yoeitz, it can be compared to one who is told, count golden coins from the king's treasury, and all that you count shall be yours. That's what the Eibishter tells us. When you chaparayim, do Torah mitzvahs k'mas chasadim, Hashem says, I'm opening up the Yoeitzer Tov of reward, of schar. But instead of chapping around, running after the gold, after the coins, after every opportunity to amass wealth, instead he goes and is mevatel and doesn't go after those coins. He's mocking it. He's mocking it. He's showing that it's not important to him by being involved in everything that's not important. And know that the greatest way possible to bring Nachas Ruach Liyotzinu is through Torah HaKadosh, through learning Torah, through not being mevatel and applying, learning, dedicating, amassing wealth in Torah. It's kedai to say over. It's a well-known, it's a pretty famous Maisa, the Maisa with the Mir Rosh Hashiva, the great Shmuel Birnbaum. Famous Maisa, the story goes that on January 1st, 1949, the SS General MC Meigs carried the Bachrim from Mir to Shanghai, across the Pacific Ocean to America. And as they were coming to the port of San Francisco, there's the famous Golden Gate Bridge, and all the Bachim were very excited. They heard about this big Golden Gate Bridge, and they were excited to see, experience. They were at the Golden Gate Bridge. And all the Bachim, the Mir Bachim, they were used to poverty and have seen anything as beautiful, as grand, as just literally breathtaking as this Golden Gate Bridge. And they're finally here, these Lithuanian refugees that have gone through the war, that have gone through Mamish Gehenim over these years. And they're all running up to the deck of the boat, and they're looking, and they're mesmerized, and they're puzzled, and they just can't take it in. And they say, wow, look at this Golden Gate Bridge. And they remember that one of the Bachrim on the bottom deck, they left behind. He was absorbed in his learning, but they figured they should go tell him to go look as we pass the Golden Gate Bridge. And they run down, and they see that Bacher. And that Bacher was none other than Shmuel Birnbaum, the Mir Rosh Hashiva. And they said, Shmuel, come up to the Golden Gate Bridge, come up to the deck. You're going to miss out on this sight. You're going to miss out on this opportunity to see the Golden Gate Bridge. It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. To which Reb Shmuel profoundly responded. And he said, you're telling me that there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see the Golden Gate Bridge. But let me tell you something back. There's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that while I'm absorbed in the Sugya, when I'm learning the Shev Shemaitza, when I'm learning the Gemara, the Taisus, I have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to not see the Golden Gate Bridge. That was his response to what the Bachrim were telling him. I will only have one opportunity in life while everyone else is going to see the Golden Gate Bridge, where I can stay absorbed, ligging and learning, living the Sugya. Nachal Gemara, I think it was the Shev Shemaitza that he was learning. Says the Pele Yoeitz, based on Chazal, there's no greater nachas ruach of learning Torah. Anyone who passes up the opportunity is included in the category of those who do not care about the honor of their master. This story embodies the highest level of dedication, of self-sacrifice. Everyone else is going, there's nothing wrong seeing this beautiful Golden Gate Bridge. But for Shmuel, it was about Batala, it was about having this opportunity where I could be mevatel for something that can justify. It's a once in a lifetime. Hashem probably won't be so upset. But he said there's something much more important. There's coins. Hashem is saying, the coins are now, the machine is broken. They're all coming out because all the Bachim are gone. The schar. There's so much more. Come Chaparain. And Shmuel was able to stay focused. He was able to stay resolute on the true Golden Gate, on the true golden ticket to his Olam Haba, to his Nitzchis. That's what Torah is about. That's what staying away from Batala is all about. Woe is to us from the embarrassment of the Torah when Torah is neglected. Heart should be pained from seeing such evil. How the grievous sin, how the terrible sin of being oizev, abandoning the Torah, has become nasas keheter. It's not enough that galus, which is so widespread, has left us poor. Yes, we're busy at nights and days with our businesses. Yes, we need to go out and we need to bring sustenance and parnasa for our families, for our physical needs. But says the Pele Yoeitz, is that an ends or is that a means? And if all of this, parnasa and taking care of our guf, if that becomes the ends and it's not merely a means, that's an issue. We forget that by the sweat of the brow you shall toil is a klala. It's not the way the world was supposed to be. And people come to this world and they forget and they think that that is not just the ends, it's the means. It's not just the means, it's the ends, it's everything, it's the whole package, is what I'm here for. They forgot the basic Mishnah. Oilam hazen doim the presdar, oilam haba doim the traklim. We're just stepping through, transient. It would be proper for us that when we do find available time to learn, to listen to the Torah, Shir, Nachzik ba b'shtei yadayim, Nasis ba nachas ruach etzenu. It's very difficult. We're sitting with our phone in our pocket, and there's a Tehillim in the doctor's office. What's easier, to just go into our pocket and look at statuses, or to reach the Tehillim? We all know the answer. But Nachzik ba b'shtei yadayim, we should seize the opportunity with both hands. Why? Not just for us, not just for now, but nachas ruach etzenu. It's all an opportunity to make nachas ruach, to bring pleasure, to bring sanctity and glorification to the Eibishter with that Maisa, with being in power and control, and showing Hashem, I know you're here, I know you're in the doctor's office. I could take out my phone. I can just get busy with WhatsApp or status, whatever it is that you're doing, social media. But I know there's an Eibishter here. I know he's in the doctor's office. I know he's with me. I know he's giving me the struggle back and forth. Which one should I do? And when I choose the Tehillim, when I choose to do something, I'll learn a Black Gemara, listen to a Shir. Hashem is well aware of the victory. Hashem is well aware of the schar that will meet you in the next world. This is our true purpose in our toil. Even on Shabbos, and Yontif, instead of going after spiritual needs and pursuits and learning and davening, we slack off and we choose to sit idly in the streets and thoroughfares, schmoozing and during the long winter nights when there's time to learn, we busy ourselves by partying, frivolities, and lightheadedness. And instead of going out and learning a night seder, we go and we are just mevatel. Woe unto us from the day of judgment and the day of reckoning, when Hashem will call us to account for this. Achim v'reim, says the Pele Yoeitz. The Pele Yoeitz ends with a stirring call to action. Chizku v'nischazik, gird yourselves and be strengthened. V'nachus al kavod keninu v'lamshenu, and let us be heedful of the honor of the Rebbeinu Shalom and reaffirm the essence of our very lives. So we do not destroy ourselves willfully. Says the Pele Yoeitz, let us come and return to the Eibishter and not waste even 1 second of our most precious time for this moment onward. Every single second passing by. Noch a second, noch opportunity. Another potential golden ticket, a golden coin that's waiting for us that we can just take from the Yoeitz Melech. And the decision, the power is in our hand. What are we going to do with that? And every single second presents that opportunity. For we surely believe with complete faith that one will stand in judgment for every moment wasted. Even for the short time it takes to swallow one's roik, spittle. As it says in the pasuk, you will not leave me alone long enough to swallow my own spittle. May our Yetzer Hara not be successful in leading us along with visions of vanity and deception. May Hashem help us, aid us to this end. Pele Yoeitz ends off with this critical reminder that it's only with Hashem's help that we can hope to triumph over the waves, the tide, the cesspool of the Yetzer Hara, over all nisanis, all averas, all challenges, but especially of Bittul Zman. And when you can overcome that, when you can be triumphant in this battle, this is the ticket. This brings Hashem nachas ruach. When we channel that to Torah and to mitzvahs, may be taka, oisei nachas ruach leitzenu, and in turn may Hashem bring the Geula Shlema and bring us the time where we can taka dedicate our lives to Torah, to mitzvahs, and just filling the world with Kvod Shemayim, with light, with Melech Haaretz Kavod, with Hashem's presence and glory.